Run it back. Run it back. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of What the Elle. I'm your host, Elle Kramer, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 love languages. And if you don't know what this episode is most likely for you then, because I feel like this is something that everybody should know, no matter who you are, no matter if you are against love, in love, have friends or family, have coworkers, because this can be applied in multiple facets of your life. So before you're like, Elle, what the Elle? This doesn't even matter. It does matter because this can help you love people correctly, because certain people require certain ways to be loved. For example, my mom loves acts of service. That is her thing. Like, she likes whenever I take out the trash. However, I like whenever my mom, what do I like with that my mom does? I feel like my love languages have kind of changed depending on like the person. But I feel like my love language for my mom, like whenever she goes to Target and like gets me a little thing, she's like, "Oh, I thought of you." Or like sends me a podcast and she's like, "Oh, I was thinking about you." Or like, "Do you want to go on a walk with me?" Or like, "Let's go do this together." Like, my thing with her is like quality time and just letting like her knowing that she thought of me. But hers is act of service. Like, she wants me to go take out the trash. She wants me to go get that grocery order, like that kind of thing. But today I wanted to mostly touch upon the 5 love languages within romantic relationships, because this is probably one of the most important facets. I need to stop using such big words because I don't know what I'm saying. What the hell? The most important, what's the right word? One of the most crucial aspects of your relationship succeeding or not. Because if you are not loving your partner in the correct love language, aka the love language that they need to be loved in, then it may not work out. Like, good luck, Charlie, you know? But sometimes things work out and like you can just figure it out, like what their love language is. But some people don't even know what their love language is. So they're like, how do I figure that out? Well, let me tell you, there's this little handy dandy test online where you literally just type into Google or like Bing or Yahoo or whatever freaking Firefox. If you live in the Stone Ages, you can type that up as well and be like, the 5 love languages test free. And it's literally like, I just took like a 5-minute one because, like I said, I feel like your love languages can change, can evolve, because I strictly used to be physical touch for everyone. But now that I'm getting older, I think I've kind of like to reserve that for my partner, like my boyfriend, or like close friends and family. Like, I don't want to just be touched and like hugged by random people, you know? Like, I used to be down for that, but like now, I don't know. I'm still like extroverted, but I'm kind of like an extroverted introvert. Like, I still like my own space and whatnot, but also like maybe I just don't like the people here. I mean, that could also not, maybe that's not true. I probably do like the people here. I'm probably just PMSing or something. What the hell? Anyways, where was I going with that? Yeah, so if you don't know your partner's love language and they don't even know what their love language is, I highly suggest going take the little free handy dandy test online and figuring that out. And so, without further ado, of course, I took my love language test because we're going to dissect it and psychoanalyze myself to see why we are that way. And then I'm going to tell you why it's important and how it can help your relationship. So, without further ado, what we've all been waiting for. I'm sure nobody has, except me. I think it's interesting. I always like to look at this. Okay. Oh, it's locked and I have to pay for it. I hate free trials. That's so upsetting. Anyways, well, we're going to look at the ones that are free. Wow, that's so fake. I have to pay for it. Okay, well, based on what I can see that's free, we're going to just look at the free stuff. It says most of like the highest percentage on mine was physical touch and then quality time and acts of service, which is weird. are even. And then words of affirmation and receiving gifts are like also even, like lower. So, yeah, my first one is physical touch, I guess. And the reason that I guess there's not much to dissect now that I'm thinking about it, because like I really can't see anything else. And it gives me like no percentage or anything. So that's kind of sad and kind of a letdown because I'm not paying for that. But, anyways, it's really important to know your partner's love language, because say that I'm in a relationship and I am loving my partner through physical touch, which is my love language. And perhaps by chance their love language is not physical touch. Their physical, like they could be a person who like actually hates being touched. And there are people like that. I've met them. I don't understand those people because I'm not one of them. I do like okay. I know I said I don't like hugs, but I do like hugs. Like it just depends. Like it just really depends on the person and my mood, because sometimes I can just I just like, hugs and an embrace is nice, What the L? And I just stop losing where I'm talking about. This is making me upset. So if my love language is physical touch and my partner's love language is acts of service, and I'm loving my partner by touching them constantly and they're secretly hating it and they're like pulling away, and you're like, oh my gosh, why does my boyfriend hate me? He doesn't hate you. He just wants you to take out the trash. Like that's all he wants from you. And he might not even know that is what he wants, because he doesn't even know what the 5 love languages are. Okay, wait. I should probably tell you what they are. Wow. I completely forgot to do that. But I mean, I did kind of briefly touch upon them. Not really, but so the first one is physical touch. So obviously, we know what that is. Like touching, like holding hands, hugging, kissing. It could be those things. Um and then next we have acts of service, which is like I said, taking out the trash, doing the dishes, mowing the grass, going pick up something for your partner or friend or coworker or whoever, getting coffee, that kind of thing. The third one, words of affirmation, giving your mom a compliment or giving your sibling, being like, I'm so proud of you, you did so good in your play, like you killed it, yada yada. Or it could be telling your boyfriend that he is looking more jacked, like, yeah, he like, I see the work you're putting in, like you look great, like good job. It just depends on the person and the situation. And then the next one is, and then quality time, and that's obviously just like spending time with whoever. And then the last one is, oh my gosh, why do I always forget? This is like trying to name all of the colors in the rainbow, like Roy G. Biv. Is that even the right? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Wait, what is the last one? Physical touch, acts of service, quality time. Oh, gift giving. Gift giving is the last one. That one is whenever you go to, like the one whenever I said, like you go to Target and you get your mom a little gift and you're like, oh, I was thinking about you. That is gift giving. Or going to the store and you know that your boyfriend's favorite food is bananas. I don't know. Kind of sus if you ask me. Just kidding. Anyways, if you don't know your love languages, what are you doing? And if you are in a relationship and you don't know their love languages, what are you doing? Because this is such a communication crucial, because this will enhance your relationship so much. Knowing your partner's love language is so important. Also, knowing your own love language is so important, because I love differently than the way I like to receive love. And that is also another dimension of the love languages. Like, just because I like to receive physical touch from my boyfriend, I don't want to receive physical touch from like anyone else, Like I don't want anyone else touching me besides like my best friend, Like, or maybe my parents on occasion. Sometimes I don't want them to touch me. Like it really just depends. And so that's also important, because say I'm in a relationship and say I like to give gifts as my love language. Like that's my primary love language and my number one. And but say I don't feel loved whenever my boyfriend is reciprocating that and just giving me gifts also. Because sometimes just because you receive like just because you give love in that aspect doesn't mean you want it to be reciprocated to you, if that makes sense. Because like sometimes you're like, okay, well my main source of my number one love language is giving them gifts, but I like to receive physical touch. And my boyfriend never holds my hand in public, and he never wants to kiss me or do any like he doesn't even like to hug me. I mean, if that's the case, then like break up. Like, what are you doing? That's just your best friend. Like, that's not your boyfriend. He no. And if that's the case, yeah. So, anyways, why am I forgetting what I was talking about? I'm thirsty. Just because you like to receive love in one love language doesn't mean you want it to be given back to you in the same love language. And you can feel sometimes not loved if they're loving you in the same way that you're loving them. And that's when wires can get crossed. So, say I love to give gifts to my boyfriend, but he never wants to hold my hand in public. He never wants to kiss me. He never wants to hug me or whatever, and that's how I feel loved. So in this case, you could have a conversation with your boyfriend and be like, "Hey, I know that you really also enjoy giving me gifts. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I like to give you gifts too, but that's not the main way I like to receive love. I like to receive love by you holding my hand in public and putting your hand on my shoulder whenever we're walking across the street. Like, that's what I want you to be doing. Like, I don't just need gifts. Like, I don't need you to go to Walmart and get me tampons every single month. Like, I'm an independent woman. I can do that myself every now and then. But like, I do appreciate it. Like, love you for that. Thank you. But I need you to step it up and like hold my hand more. Like, it's not that hard to ask, you know? I mean, maybe don't approach it like that. Maybe do it more gently. I think that was pretty gentle except the last part. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. It just, if you understand, and it could be you could love like you could love in the same way that you like to receive love. For some people it is the same way. For me it's not. And it has definitely been kind of like a deal breaker for me within relationships. Like, I am not going to put myself in a relationship with somebody who doesn't like physical touch, because I want to be hugging my boyfriend. I want to be holding hands with my boyfriend. Like, I want that, you know? I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't want that, because then, like, how would I ever feel loved? Like, that's the way that I feel love from my partner. But in a friendship aspect, I feel loved whenever me and my friends spend time together. And that was a really hard pill for me to swallow, because a lot of my friends don't live in the same city as me anymore. So I honestly felt like unloved by them, but I was like, no, they don't not love me. They're just literally not here right now, and that's not their fault, because I mean, I've been in situations when I moved away too, and I wasn't there, but my friends were here, and it's nobody's fault. It's just that's just life. And so sometimes you have to readjust your love language to actually correspond to your surroundings, if that makes sense. Like, I couldn't expect people, my best friends who live in a different entire state than me, be able to spend quality time with me whenever they're in a whole other place. You know? It's just not that's not how that works. And I think also realizing that comes with maturity, because you have to realize that your friends are still going to love you even if they're physically not there. You just have to trust in that. And I show my friends that I love them in other ways. Like, for example, I'll text my friends who don't live in the same place as me and be like, "Hey, miss you. Like, hope you're doing good." And just like call them every now and then, check in on them, hype them up on their Instagrams, like Snapchat them, whatever. There's different ways to do it, you know? But that was just always something that was hard for me to fully comprehend, because I felt like the love wasn't reciprocated because I wanted to spend a lot of time with them. But I mean, it's just sometimes it's hard to whenever you're in a different place, and that's not anybody's fault but life. There's nothing you can do about that. And the love languages within the workplace, like this could benefit you because like maybe you bring your boss coffee every single morning and you've been there like their secretary for 3 years and you've been like looking to get that promotion for 3 years and you're like, "Bro, I've literally been spending $6.75 every single morning for the past 3 years to bring this man his large iced americano with a splash of soy milk, 2 sugar in the raw and 1 sweet and low, and what do I get? Literally nothing. Literally nothing." Well, maybe your boss is like not that's not the way that he receives love. Like he could receive love. I mean, this could be definitely a very far stretched, maybe not that far stretched. I don't know. I've definitely seen stuff like that in rom-coms, like The Proposal. Wait, was that in the Vow? I don't know. He would bring his boss coffee every single day. That's what I know. But oh, where was I going with that? All the movie with the man where they go to Canada. Is it Canada? No. Yeah. No, Alaska. They go to Juneau, Alaska, where it's like bright all the time. I don't know. That's just always been a place I wanted to go ever since I saw that movie because that place just looks so cool. And then like you have to do like the mirrors. I mean, no, the windows. The windows? The like the curtains go down, like the blackout curtains, you like press a button and it like just goes black. Oh my gosh. That movie's so iconic. Whenever freaking whatever her face, she gets married in the barn. Wait, what's her name? Sandra Bullock. Oh my gosh, yes. An amazing movie. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it. She doesn't actually get married, so I didn't spoil it. Oops, let me just stop talking about it. Anyways, moving on. What the hell? Um, why did I even start talking about that? I don't really know, but honestly, really proud of the fact that my hat matches the back of the wall. It's very aesthetically pleasing, if you would ask me. Yeah, so yeah, I remember now because I was talking about bringing your boss coffee, and that's not how they receive love. They receive love from you remembering to check their emails without them asking. And you have not been doing that for the past 3 years. You've been too busy being 15 minutes late every single morning because you are running to get your boss coffee at Starbucks instead of checking their emails before they get in there. So then they have to check their emails every morning. And maybe this boss has confrontation problems and he doesn't want to confront you, which I mean sounds like a bad boss because like what kind of boss has confrontation problems? But like just saying like I have confrontation problems, so like who knows? But I'm like my own boss, so that makes sense though, honestly. That checks out. So like your boss is like, "No, bro, like you're not you think that these freaking hot coffees are going to make you move up in your position? No. If you would have stopped spending all that time trying to kiss my ass and go get that coffee, you would have seen that I'm spending all this extra time checking my emails, looking at these spam emails that I'm getting from Neutrogena and freaking Geico. Who knows what I'm getting? These freaking emails from my ex-girlfriend who signed me up to be a Jehovah Witness, like that she signed you up for, like that your boss is getting all of these emails and their inbox wouldn't be so flooded if you just paid attention and realized that, oh, my boss doesn't even actually like his coffee. It's literally like 1/3 drank every single day whenever he pours it out. But you also don't take out the trash because you are too busy trying to see what his next move is instead of taking out the trash. Because if you would have paid attention, you would have known that his love language is acts of service and, yeah, acts of service, not getting gifts. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty far stretched example, but you get the point. I think we need to use bigger, bolder examples here sometimes to just really hone in the message because it just works. What other ways are the 5 love languages important? It can also be important within sibling relationships, like family dynamics, because yeah, it's kind of like the same thing as like a friendship. I briefly touched upon the friendship, so I don't really feel the need to touch upon like parent child. Well, I mean, I guess the reason it's important in parent child relationships is because my dad, I don't even know if I know what my dad's love languages are. And you should know these things because you know what will make them appreciate you more. Like you know what will make them be like, "Aw, like they really thought of me." Because like you can be doing one thing that you think that they will absolutely love and adore you for, but they just simply wanted you to go take out the trash. Like they didn't want you to do the big surprise party that you threw for their birthday. Like they just wanted you to go do your laundry. Like that's I think that's kind of how my mom is. Like my mom rathers me go fold my clothes instead of throw her a surprise party. I mean, I don't know, maybe she would. Mom, maybe I'll have a surprise party coming your way December 28th. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Because it's also her anniversary with her husband, so that's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about today. Just if you got anything from this episode, go learn what your love language is because it'll help you in so many aspects within your romantic relationships, your coworker relationships, your familial family relationships, and your friendship relationships, and also your own internal introspective relationship with yourself. So, yeah, with that, my mouth really hurts. My gums are like very swollen for some reason. I just like wash them, like swish them with salt water, like gurgled salt water. Like, I don't know if you can. That looks scary. That looked like my sleep paralysis demon. If you were watching that, I just made a scary face at the screen. Um, but only Spotify users and YouTube users can see that. So if you are watching this on Apple Podcasts, sorry. Sucks to suck. Just kidding. We love everyone here. But Spotify users especially because Spotify or Apple, Spotify. That's like asking Nike or Adidas. And I will definitely have an opinion on you if you say a certain answer over the other. So that's going to be the question of the week. Nike or Adidas. That will show what kind of person you are. Actually, it won't. My answer is Nike, but I think we should just all know because, yeah, it's like just a little fun thing to know. So, yeah, with that, thanks guys for listening. Let me know if y'all have any topics or suggestions. With that, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And so stay sexy, stay savage, and stay tuned for another episode of What the Elle every Friday. Love you. Bye.